Hi everyone, I'm Alexandre Rodrigues, CTO at WEBJUMP, and I'm really happy to co-host this webinar for you guys. Today, we are going to walk through on how Adobe Experience Cloud can leverage the way that the companies and brands have an immersive and personalized interaction with their customers. But first, I want to give more context about our company. We are part of Compass Group. The Compass Group is a Brazilian tech consulting group with, as we say, I always say, as we a tech-driven approach. So we work with the best-in-class technologies to bring to our customer the way that they can digitalize the operations and bring more revenue and better outcomes for their brands. Okay. And as I am from WebJump, we are part of the Compass Group, and we are specialized on Adobe Experience Cloud products. We have the specialized that for commerce, and also work with all the other products that are part of the Adobe Experience Cloud. And at this time, we have Elaine from Content Thread. Please, Elaine, introduce yourself.
Thank you, Ale. Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you so much for joining a Flash webinar today. My name is Elaine, and I'm the Director of Business Development here at Content Thread. We are very excited to introduce you to our first series of webinars on Adobe Experience Cloud. But first, let me just introduce you a little bit to Content Thread. We are a digital agency focused on Adobe Experience Cloud. As a matter of fact, we only work with Adobe Experience Cloud, and we have over a decade of experience with the platform. So our development team has deep technical expertise from user experience to visual design and front and back end development. We partner with global brands to leverage technology and solve their business challenges through digital transformation. Alex, can you tell us a little bit more about our focus today?
Yeah, for sure. So, as we said before, we're going to showcase the Adobe Experience Cloud and how it helps the companies and brands to provide a meaningful experience for their customers. So, the Adobe Experience Cloud is a MarTech solution. It's from end-to-end solution for the companies that want to bring a much more deeper understanding of their customer behavior and how they want to interact with the customers. So describing the Adobe Experience Cloud, the suite of products are cloud-based, and they are really well designed for those personalized experience for the customers. The Adobe Experience Cloud also includes a range of products that are market leader or in each segment. That's really important to say that the Adobe Experience Cloud the products from Adobe Experience Cloud can be purchased one by one, or you have a bundle of products to have a much more immersive experience for the business and for the customers. So the foundation of the Adobe Experience Cloud is to tie up the data, the AI. We also have the Adobe Sensei as the AI engine, and the content. Those three pieces together bring much more value and much more deep understanding on how the customers behave and how the companies can interact with the customers which in any moment of the customer journey. That's very important for today's world because the clients, the customers are using devices everywhere, having the power to understand what they want to see, when they want to see, and how they want to see the content. So the Adobe Experience Cloud can help the companies to have this kind of flexibility, scalability, and also a very security platform to ensure that we are following the best standards for the security perspective. Uh, Talking about the business outcomes, that's very important to go through. The Adobe Experience Cloud can boost the sales, and how they can boost the sales. Like we have a lot of features and capabilities that can create segmentation, having much more deep understanding on which product that kind of client or customer want to receive. The Adobe Experience Cloud also have some features and products that help the brands to have actionable insights about the customer behavior. So this kind of information help the people who are using the system to ensure that you know who you're as a customer and how to impact the customer in a better way. You also, as we say, the MarTech solution at scale. So you can improve your communication and collaboration between the departments. That's very important for today's world because you have a lot of in the companies that we saw the challenge of the MarTech at scale. You can see a lot of products running in parallel that's not interacted or integrated with each other. The data is not well tied, so you don't have the best information at the best time. So the Adobe Experience Cloud can help the companies to improve and leverage the MarTech or the way that they contact the customers in a more consistent way. About the business outcomes and bring some real experience on that. A retailer, for example, can use the Adobe Experience Cloud to collect the data about the customer's browsing behavior on their website. And this data can be used to create a personalized recommendation of products that the customer is much more likely to be interested. So you're going to ensure that you can bring the best next option for the customer, or you know the best next action for that customer, and provide the best product or the best promotion that you can have. A bank, for example, can use the Experience Cloud to track how the customers are interacting with their system, the application, and then a mobile app. So this data can be used to put that kind of information on a much more easier way for the customer to access that information, reducing the cost of calling centers, the head count for that, and you're going to ensure that you have a much more unique application. The perspective of the customer, they have that app is made for them. So you're gonna have much more engagement of that customer, much more time spending on that mobile app, and of course you can leverage that to promote some financial initiative for that customer, etc. So, and for a travel company, that's the last that I want to mention here. The Adobe Experience Cloud can create a personalized itineraries of the customer based on their interest, their age, their location, and can help the company to provide a much more detailed and defined travel experience for that customer. So this is kind of some examples on how Adobe Experience Cloud can refine the information, give the customer the sensitive of the power of using the best of the company's capabilities to have a better meaningful experience.
Thank you, Alex. This was very insightful to see how Adobe Experience Cloud helps organizations solve for digital modern days issues that companies are facing. I have a question for you. And what is the goal of creating an omni-channel platform, and what are the prospects for change related to this goal?
Yeah, like the omni-channel term is like a well-known for Web1, right? So every company in the world wants to have an omni-channel experience for the way that they interact with the customers. So the goal of creating an omni-channel platform, is to ensure that every step of the customer journey is well tied with the last interaction. Like the last interaction or the next interaction cannot be from the beginning or cannot have missing information from the last interaction. This is basically one thing that's very important for the companies to understand, that the flow needs to be very soft for the customer. They cannot, for example, start to fill a form and have to change the device or change the way that they are filling that form, and need to redo from the beginning again. So this is a simple example of what is omnichannel. You can have the full information of the journey that the customer are having with you, independently if it's from phone, from a mobile app, from a website. You have to bring those information together, and wherever, whenever, and however the customer is accessing your system, you're gonna have a much more fluid sensation of interaction with your company. So omnichannel is not about just sales. It's about how you manage the client expectations and how ensure that they don't have to repeat the same things, they don't have to recap the things that they did. So for a perspective change, or what is the future, is to shift this view about the omnichannel as a sales perspective, but as a customer perspective on how they interact with your brand.
That's great. Any initiative involving major changes, bringing with challenges for which oftentimes few people are very prepared for. So we would like to know a little bit of what challenges the companies might be facing in developing this initiative, and maybe you can give us some examples of improvements through the project and how they overcome those challenges.
Yeah, like mainly we always see a challenge regarding the company's communication structure. Like you have some teams working in parallel that not always have the best communication about what one is doing or the other is doing, what is the prioritization of each teams. So we always see that we have this kind of lack of communication that make the process much more longer than needed. When I say process, is a process about product development or product enhancement or feature enhancement. So it's very important to structure a very well-based process independently, and how the people work together. The process, the execution of the work needs to be very well combined between the departments to ensure that if I have delivered for other department, this need to be very tied with the what the next department we need from my outcome. So this is thing that we always see as a challenge, like this kind of lack of communication, lack of planning process, that everyone is doing one thing in parallel, but the things are not linked between them. So and to trying to reduce that kind of risk, we always like to work to stabilize it. What is the process? Then we always trying to show for our customers what the Adobe Experience Cloud as a set of products, set of features can help them to connect to those desires, those pain points, and how we can use the Experience Cloud from out of the box features to trying to reduce the problem. But we know that each company have your challenge, your moment, like your goals. So we are prepared to understand that kind of situation and adapt. That's a point very important for the Adobe Experience Cloud. We can adapt the things for that perspective of the our customer, and trying to make the thing much more easy, to not have like a big bang, like when you roll out a new platform, a new system, the departments need to understand how to use that, So we, as a solution partner from Adobe, have this. We care about a lot about on how will gonna be the impact of the operation of that team or those teams. So that's very important to mention that, because the challenge is 90% not about a feature, it's about a communication, it's about a process. So we're trying to connect the process with the Adobe Experience Cloud capabilities and ensure that the client is using the best of the products that they purchased. So that's, I think that's the most the challenge that we most face nowadays. So, Elaine, now it's my time to ask some questions. Now, I want to understand how the Adobe Experience Cloud can help the business transform the customer experience.
Yeah, so customer experience is so important nowadays, right? So when visitors go into a website, they expect to see immediate results. I know I do. Nobody has a lot of patience to wait for things to load and receive like follow-up messages or be able to fill into forms. So Adobe Experience Cloud is such a powerful tool for companies because from analytics to commerce, to managing and storing large amounts of data and digital assets. Companies are empowered nowadays to really impact customer experiences. It helps the company really know their customer, deliver the information on time to them, deliver what they're looking for in quickly and customized fashion. So it's lifesaver and it delivers great user experience.
Awesome, awesome. And tell us a little bit more about the gains and the positive results like that you are seeing that able to achieve, and what's the future vision of that?
For sure, yeah. So Adobe Experience Cloud really empowers companies to create impactful marketing campaigns that look fantastic on all types of devices. So whether you have it, looking at your phone, a computer, or tablet, you're gonna get great content every time. So the cool thing is that marketing managers can also access large libraries of digital assets to create new campaigns quickly without relying on their IT department. That's innovating, right?
Right.
We, yeah, with analytics, the companies can really know their customers and target the audiences. Process are truly streamlined, and inventory levels can be controlled through analytics as well. With customer journeys customized and with AI, the future is really exciting. So we're really looking forward to be able to implement all those solutions for organizations and help them achieve great results.
Yeah, that's an important point because uh, the companies having this challenge to manage a huge amount of digital assets, like they mainly be stored in a file that no one can find what's the original version. You have like a lot of different versions. And we know that it's hard to have a team that can produce enough content for a phone, a computer, a notebook, a computer, a tablet, or whatever kind of device. So this is, I believe that is one of the most impressive things that the Adobe Experience Cloud can make for the companies, like to reduce this overwork of creating this kind of adjustment of image for each kind of device, and ensure that you have the best quality as possible for the customer consume that kind of content, right? So I believe that I think that's very impressive how the business can lever that to reduce the cost, like ensure that you have the best asset for the kind of moment or the kind of device that the customer are using. So for my perspective, I think that's it's very important to everyone that is on this webinar understand the power of the tools. Like when just saying it's we are just talking about for this this situation is the AM, right? The AM, it's the product behind that. But we can combine the AM, the analytics, that's a shield that can get all the information about what's going on the digital experience. You can also connect the target that combined with the analytics, you can have a much more variety of combinations of experience. There's a lot of things we can like talk hours and hours about how the Adobe Experience Cloud products can lever that and how they are combining how we can combine each product to like exponentialize the impact of the experience. So that's very very impressive. I don't know if you
Yeah.
have any comment.
Yeah, I just wanted to say it's such a beautiful suite of solutions, and I like the fact that you mentioned, you can go about purchasing, acquiring one solution specifically, but together you can see the full power of Adobe Experience Cloud using all the solutions, but they can also be very excellent solutions individually as well. So
Yeah.
that's, yeah.
Yeah, and the best thing like is the Adobe is always evolving the technology, always putting more features and capabilities, and so this has helped the business to have confidence that they have a solution that will follow where the world is moving on. So they're gonna have the best in class solution. They're gonna have the most powerful tools to run their business. So I think it's very impressive. And like we are fans of the Adobe Experience
Yes.
Cloud. So we know how to use that. We know where we can go with the solution with your customer. So very, very good. And let's talk about some advanced of the technology. So moving on the more technical perspective, like which Adobe products are part of the solution? We just briefly talking about that. And if
Yeah.
possible, can you share some results of that? Like, if possible, for sure.
Yeah, of course. I'll be happy to. So I think this kind of keys into what you were saying, how Adobe is always evolving and always improving their solutions that they have. We, as a part of the company's family, we have expanded our capabilities so that we can provide services for the entire suite of Adobe products. Together, we have over 6,000 digital experts specializing in all sectors from content to commerce. So whether your company is a retailer or manufacturer, we can collaborate with you to use these tech tools to impact your bottom line and get excellent results from your solutions. So just like to share some of the results of one of our longtime clients. This company is a healthcare services sector, senior living facilities, and they are $4 billion senior living operations with over
Wow.
38,000 employees. So we're talking about a major player here
Yeah.
in the healthcare. We were able to bring together and organize the digital marketing assets with a website driving over 1,000 community sites. So they have large number throughout the US. We were able to build custom lead generation for them, develop sales and marketing automation with utilization of the geolocation technique. And we were able to share local content for them. We're
Wow.
able to create local content for them as well. We
That's
integrated.
huge.
I know it's massive, and it's such a beautiful story. They've been with us for over 5 years now, and we have a long
Awesome.
term relationship with this customer, and we're continuously improving and getting closer to the customer, and they continuously increasing their marketing budget as well because they've seen
Yeah.
such great results. We also integrated like customized connectors with proprietary platforms and implemented expanded lead gen capabilities, developed to then AEM pages for organic use and captive paid landing pages. It was really impactful project, and we're very proud to talk about this positive result that this company has invested in and what shows the real worth of investing in the partnership with Adobe and with us as well, and how building the framework for the future of the businesses.
Awesome, awesome. Just mention about the AM, right?
Yeah.
And like I will try to elaborate how the AM can work together with the commerce here, and also some other Experience Cloud products. So as Elaine said, like we can use we can combine the products, use that separately, depend of the situation, depend of the maturity level. As we always say, it's very hard to implement all the products at the same times, depending on how the company is structured, how the people are well trained to use that. So when you're talking about the content, the commerce, like we believe that we can have like how we provide the best experience relating to what the people see or what the people touch, and how we can connect that, and how the people can buy what they see or they buy what they touch. So the for the Adobe Experience Cloud perspective, we have the Adobe Experience Manager, as known as the AEM, and the commerce. Those products using together, like we can have like a immersive experience for your customer. Like as we said before, you can provide the best view for a mobile phone. You can provide the best one for the tablet, for the computer, for outdoor panel or whatever, because it's very, very flexible. And connecting with the commerce, you can have an engine that ensure that you can sell this kind of experience or this kind of products whenever, however, the customer wants. So the both products working together, it's like a very powerful tool. Like the marketing team can manage the all the content, all the way that they are communicating with the customer, and the sales team can promote the best products, they can promote the best sales campaigns. Those things together can bring a better experience and also enable the company to actually sells what they want or what they need on the best moment for that customer. So that's very, very, very powerful. So we are like finishing, closing, like it's a flash webinar for sure. So that's the point. We are almost on 30 minutes of this webinar. It's very, very rich of content. So I'm really, really happy to have this conversation here, and trying to bring to you guys a little bit what we believe and what we understand about the challenge, and how the solution can help the companies on that. So very proud of it. So I want to thank you, Elaine, for what we talk. And now we have the time for our Q&A session. I don't know if you have any question. We have our staff here. Also have the
I
first.
believe we do have a few questions, Alex.
Yeah. So from Bianca Oliveira, it's necessary to have all the Adobe solutions to have a significant results. The answer is no, it's not necessary. Like as we said, if the company is well prepared, they have all the departments with well stabilized process, the full framework or the full Experience Cloud can help the companies, but the products are designed to be flexible to connect with any other type of legacy system or any cloud-based system. So the products can connect to each other, and make this journey happen. But as we always say, how more hybrid as a solution, less real time is gonna be. So what we can learn from that? Okay, you can have a lot of solutions, but the Adobe Experience Cloud, as the product is very well designed for each other. Like one of the products, the real-time CDP. So the CDP help the companies to create the customer profile to have the best recommendation, the best content, the best etc. for each customer. So we don't you're never gonna have the same power or the same velocity as we can have with the full range of products, but the outcome, I believe that we can deliver to the companies, connecting to a CRM system or ERP or OMS, TMS, etc. So POS. So for sure, it's not a mandatory, but it's, if you say what is the best in class, for sure, as we have the products are leading, they are marketing researchers. So I believe that's a good option, but depends on the situation. There's no one response for this answer, this question.
That's great. I love how we can create custom connectors to connect to any solution that's out there by using the Adobe solution. So it's really
Yeah,
helpful.
for
Do we
sure.
have any other questions?
So what are the trends foreseen for the future of the customer experience? How can companies prepare for such change? Like, I think we already mentioned that, like, so the customer experience, it's about how you deliver meaningful content on the meaningful way. So I believe it's to deliver the right information at the right time, like to not overload the customer with a lot of information that they don't need for that moment. So that's a thing to respect to the customer, to be able to receive that what you want to say to them on the right manner, right? So I believe that it's part of the companies to always understand, have a better understanding of how the customers want to interact with them, but not how the company wants. But if you change the perspective on how the customer wants to be connected, and with a set of process and products and tools.
Yeah, the picture is here. We're able to create
Yeah,
personalized
yeah,
content for the individual. Yeah.
for sure, for sure.
Any other questions? Oh, yeah, we have more.
Yeah, cool. Which teams in the companies need to be involved in the implementation of the solutions, and how long does it take? Depends. I always say this, for depends on how customizable it's gonna be, that project. Depends on what kind of products we're talking about, because when you're talking about a data implementation, you have to have different kind of profiles to be involved in this project. We're talking about content commerce. It's gonna be other guys. So depends on the kind of department or the kind of business challenge that you want to address with kind of solution. So, but mainly when you say about the content commerce, for sure, we need to involve a market and sales team and technology team. There's no way to make this thing happen without them. So when you're gonna say sales, you also need to involve the logistic team, like the billing guys, like the purchase people, the people who make the purchase for the company to understand better of the pricing, etc. So there's a lot of people involved. Depend if you're just talking about a simple sales channel or a more holistic view on how the company we're gonna interact with the customer. So there's no right answer for that, but I believe that it's from this way.
We are able to assess that during the planning process as well prior to the implementation. So we have the right team of people join us once we start the implementation for whichever solution we're discussing.
Awesome. You have any other question? Okay.
How can the solutions help with return on investment? Well, better sales, better customized, and like we mentioned before, personalized content being delivered to the target audience helps us increase sales, marketing, and just be able to deliver content and be able to follow a customer from the beginning to the end of a journey and be able to improve business results. So that's, I think that in a very high level, that's how we can answer that question.
For sure. Awesome. I think that like we can finish here. Like I'm really proud about this webinar, Elaine. So really helped to have this reaching webinar with everyone, and really enjoyed who participated and have these questions for us. So
Sounds good. Thanks, Alex. It was a great conversation. Thank you so much. Very insightful webinar. And I hope there are many others to come. And thank you so much, everyone who followed and participate on our event today. Thank you for the questions. We'll see you guys again soon.
awesome. And to finish, for those who want to know more about the Adobe Experience Cloud and how it can help the companies, we just have the QR code here. I don't know where, but you can just scan and access our landing page to have much more information. And we're really open to have a conversation to understand better what the challenge and how we can help that, for sure. Thank you very much, everyone, for this time.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye bye, guys.